Morning viewers, today we're going to have another crack at a workshop day. Tilio's in with his DRZ400. He's upgrading the front headlight to the Lynx style headlight. So we're going to get in and have a crack at that. So first up, we've got to just remove the standard headlight shroud, which is 3 Phillips head screws. 1, 2 and a third on the other side. So Tilio's ripping in straight in to do that. Reason behind wanting to fit the Lynx screen is give yourself a bit more room on the dash. As you see, there's not a lot of room for accessories on the bar of the DRZ, so the Lynx screen is going to come up higher, and by the looks, Tilio's got the optional windscreen to go on it. Next stage is to unbolt the headlight for the 4 retaining bolts. Take the 4 bolts out and the headlight will drop out the way, and there is a small black box on the side we've got to drop off as well. Pull that forward. Now this black box here is on a spigot just there, so we'll slide that off, and we'll also disconnect the headlight from the back of the globe here. At this point you'll see the black box we slid off the spigot, and also the headlight plug. Alright, Tilio's going to unbox what we've got. So we had the instructions out. So this is the Lynx R. I believe there's a Lynx S and an R. We've got the R model.
Yeah, this one is the small windshield.
One windshield.
Then I got the long one. Apparently comes with the offer if you buy both. It's a slightly
Alright, that's tinted as well, is it?
Yeah.
A little bit of tint to it.
Well, it depends on the ride you do. Still you can slide them, but this one becomes more enduro type. Okay, this is the Lynx.
The main fairing part.
It's nice, isn't it?
The LED globes.
Okay, this is the dashboard. And this one, we need to customize this one.
Okay, so you've got the dash.
This is all the electrics, and we will see later on.
Wiring harness.
Some stickers. Okay. And this one again.
Brackets, wiring harnesses, tools, and of course the instructions, which we'll work through. Right. Nice carbon fibre look at the dash. Bit of work out of us. Let's see how we go. Next step is removing the speedo cable drive, which is just here. If it's still tight, you may be able to get it with your hand or use a pair of pliers. So as we saw before, we removed the speedo cable. Now behind it is 2 bolts on the top triple clamp. We need to remove these, and we'll install the top part of the dash. There's a couple of 25mm bolts that we've got in the kit. We'll grab them now as well.
This one goes here, this one goes here.
Yep. This is a little bit tricky. You've got to line a few things up for it to work. So they have given us the longer 25mm bolts.
Thank you.
Right, we'll muck around now then and get that all in. There's a wiring harness. You've got to be careful you don't pinch as well. Don't forget just a little bit of waterproof grease on your bolts as well when you're installing.
Not tight too much, just to...
Alright, so we've got the front part of the dash fascia in with the bolts. Just had to be careful, you've got 2 wiring harnesses here that you don't crush. Alright, next step from that will then be to reattach the speedo drive. What we found with reinstalling, there's the cable bracket on the left hand side. Just make sure that's on the outside. We found it sits a lot better. One thing we've picked up, next step, there's some 3M double-sided tape. The electrical box we removed before, using double-sided tape, we're going to stick up onto the inside of the dash. Need to remove the little rubber grommet out so it'll sit flat. So we'll do that now. And it'll sit in there just like that. Wiring harness provided. There's 3 pins there, and they pick up straight off the original connector that was on the back of the headlight globe. So we'll put that in. It's just a very quick step.
Yes.
Like that.
Done.
Now, these are the lights that are going to go on the main headlight. These two here are for auxiliary power. So we've got your bottom bracket here with the 2 holes. We're going to drop the front fender down, and these 2 holes will pick up underneath these 2 bolts here, which will actually be replaced. So that goes into your bottom triple clamp. So we will quickly do that now. So with the mudguard, with putting this bracket in, it's going to sit on an angle. So what is included in the kit, other than the 4 new bolts, are 2 rear spacers. So these go on the rear to offset the thickness of the front bracket. Front bracket in, should look something like that. Ready to bolt up the fairing. So just installing the screen at this point. So it's using a smaller screen, and it runs through the tracks like that. And on the back, as you can see, there's a half circle lock, same as here, for easy changing on the fly. This is an important step. We've got the screen set up on the sliders. The nylock nut goes on the back. All this is to do is enough thread just to pick up and stop it all coming undone. You don't want to tighten this up all the way, otherwise then you won't be able to slide your screen up and down. Want just enough on this to make it tight, but not that tight that you can no longer move your screen up and down. Alright, at the moment of truth, we're going to see if it's going to fire up. So we've plugged them together. Got the ignition disconnected at the moment, so I've just got to put a bridge in. I'll get that 2 seconds until I'll get that bridge in.
Yeah, sure.
Hold that for us. We're away.
Wow.
Oh, bridge fell out. A bit bright, so that must be on high beam. Get low beam. Just dropped it off. High beam, low beam. Oh, pretty bright, so that's heaps better. We'll finish mounting it all up now.
Let me see one thing. You can flash as well. Works. This one works. Okay.
All working well.
Everything working.
Just putting a new ignition switch in, so just going to solder that up together. But you can run the original. This is just Attilio's wants to change, so getting rid of the key and barrel and running a master switch. Just run into a small issue here where the bottom bracket fouled with the brake line clamp, so we had to change the bolt and just put a recessed bolt in there, so it's all good now. Ready to put it on. The top mounts through these 2 holes here. So this video is just in regards to mounting up the brackets themselves and the fairing itself. There's a million different things you can do for what you install, how you run your wiring and all that. So I'm not going to cover that today. So yeah, Attilio's going to have a think what he wants to put on there. He's got a GPS mount here. He's thinking of changing to be up here. And battery gauges, temp gauges, that kind of thing. Whole lot more space now to see and mount accessories. Up the top there's 2 bolts with a nut each and washer, and with the pre-drilled holes at the top here, they line up to mount it all together flush. Just had to muck around a little bit to get it all square, but it's looking pretty good there. Alright, here's the finished product. Attilio's pretty happy so far. So yep, as we've seen, he's got the smaller screen fitted, which is the non-tinted, and plenty of room. He's going to muck around and fit the stickers and his accessories later on. So just demonstrating, you can drop it down and put it as to what height you want. Very good, and we'll see how the lights. Right, that's the low beam, high beam, blinded.
Yeah, still we need to the right height.
Yep. So yeah, later on, not going to hit the trails today, but Tilio might chuck us on the bike and we'll give a review from the cockpit and see how it's looking. Right, cheers Tilio. So that's that Lynx fairing installed. It's from a company called Britannia. They are a Canadian company. So the style we fitted was the Lynx R fairing and headlight. Went pretty easily, a few little modifications along the way, but yeah, all fitted and installed, ready to go. This afternoon, heading out to pick up a Project DRZ off a viewer. So he's got a bit of work to do to it. I'll grab that one and we'll have a look. We'll do a bit of work on that one. So yeah, until next time, we'll see you on the next one.